when he got angry and suddenly things went from 0 to 100, and now the verbal disrespect happens, you're shocked because you didn't think they had it in them to do that. And you really don't even think, and then they apologize because nothing physical has happened, and you still take that out of your mind as, oh, that would never happen, they would never do that. And so you don't see that the verbal abuse is a warning sign, and that's something, a red flag that a lot of people miss. Because if a person starts to feel comfortable disrespecting you, then it's not a stretch that they're going to take it to the next level the more angry they get. And that comes from a person having all this uncontrolled anger and a certain level of immaturity, a certain level of a lack of impulse control. Whatever they're mad about, you forgive them for disrespecting you. Okay? So you write it off as stress or whatever the situation is. Happens again. You still don't think they're ever going to put their hands on you, but you think, okay, however the relationship has progressed, either you're in love or you think you're in love, and they apologize, and you don't want to end the relationship over some bad words.
Right.
So you keep going, and then it starts to escalate. And as the deeper in the relationship you get, now they've gotten away with talking to you crazy and disrespecting you, calling you out of your name. It's not usually going to be something minor. They're going to be cussing you out, calling you all kind of bees, saying all kind of just really hateful things to you. That you're so hurt and so surprised by their behavior, you don't even, because they didn't come at you yet.
Right.
Then as things progress, now they talking to you crazy. Now you're mad. You start talking back because, hey, we've been down this road before. You said you weren't going to talk to me like that before. Now you talking crazy back to him like, hey, you can't talk to me like that. You can't blah 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 blah. Now the more mad you're getting mad, now they're getting madder. Then as it starts to escalate, then then it starts to get out of control. Then now, because they've said everything that they want to say, and you're not backing down, you're getting upset with them. You are holding them accountable for what they said to you. Now they're getting angry. When they can't figure out what words to say, now they're using their hands and
Absolutely.
their fists.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so there's a slow progression from the verbal abuse into the physical abuse. And
And
that's and not saying in all cases, but in a lot of
right.
cases, I've heard so many stories of it developing in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Well, just to add in real quick, and I'll let y'all keep rocking. I think that's a big part of, like, as a man, men, we don't handle words as well.
Y'all don't have a lot
So
as well. But words, yeah, you're right.
no, no, we can't. We're very logical, but typically a man, once you're having an argument on a certain level, from the women are gonna beat you at the tongue. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna beat you there. And I'm not saying it's a woman's fault. I'm saying that as a man, we are we are used to, when things get to a certain point, we either gotta walk away. You gotta know, that's the thing about being a man. You gotta know how to walk away or be like, okay, all right, cool. This has gone as far as it could go. Because it's a different thing when two men are talking shit to each other. It's
Yeah.
at a certain point, somebody's gonna throw some hands, and it's just gonna be that way, or we gonna walk away.
Yep.
But I think it's kind of a tipping point for men where they can't handle their anger, or can't handle whatever's
You
going
know
on.
what?
You
I'm gonna rewind back to what she said. Y'all can't handle
know?
accountability. That's the biggest
Okay.
thing. Is most abusers are always called out on their shit, and when you call them out on their shit, they can't take it because you
Yeah.
are 100% right. You're providing facts, and they don't like it. So what do? They
Mm.
lash out because what are you saying? I'm going to leave you. I don't want to be bothered with you. Why do you continuously lie? They don't like for you to use that type of verbiage because they know that you are serious and that you're trying to leave. So what do? They start, like you said, with the verbal abuse. Then when you lash back out at them, then, oh, you trying to be smart. You trying to be like a man. And then they try and put you in a place where you're not supposed to be by putting their hands on you. And that's the big thing, is it's all about accountability. Most of the time when people lash out and do the most outrageous things, it's because they're embarrassed and they don't want to be accountable. And that has to change. Men need to learn how to start being forthright with everything that they do and everything that they say. If you go to a woman and actually tell her the truth, a lot of 9 times out of 10, the relationship would be so totally different because y'all have an understanding. But most men, instead of providing the truth, they always want to tell you something, some alternative facts. And alternative facts, once you check them and they're not correct and you bring them back to him, then he wants to lash out and get mad at you because you found Susie Mae text in his phone, or you found somebody this in his car. And instead of you saying, well, hey, I did this, okay, you right, I've been talking to her, I like her, whatever, they don't like being held accountable. So instead they'll lie and lie and lie, and then when you prove the point, what they do, lash out.
I love how you said use the term alternative facts instead of just saying
Listen,
bullshit.
because that's all it be.
I like that. You said they want to tell you some alternative
Listen,
facts
because
instead of
that's what
just
they do,
tell you
and
some bullshit.
just tell us the truth. Like, and I'm not even gonna say that all men abuse women because they're
Oh,
lying. Because women
we
abuse men too.
obviously, yeah.
I've hit. If you
Yeah.
ask for
We
my exes,
talking
I've hit before. But again, it was
we
because of his
we
guts.
talking in general, so it's all
You're
good. You
right.
ain't
You're
gotta.
right. But
We talking in all general,
listen,
so you ain't gotta qualify of
listen,
not
and I've
all,
been
not
caught
all.
up on some BS where I should have got slapped in the face for it, but I didn't. But we all hate being held accountable.
No, that's a good point. That's a great point. And you both hitting it from different angles. So one thing, sis, one thing you're talking about, twin, as far as a man, I think, is losing control. A man wants to have a certain level of control, and he feel like he don't have that. So that constantly keeps him on his back foot,
Mm-hmm.
where he feel like I gotta keep control over this woman in
Yep.
this situation. And then Viv, you talking about, in my opinion, you talking about more the guy who's probably cheating
Cheating,
and
lying,
getting
stealing, whatever.
and mad because you calling him out, and might even be worried that you might be doing the same thing or whatever the case is.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So